Welcome, fellow bookworms, to Tipra's Den. My name is Whitney, and it is day 20 of Bookmas. We are definitely winding down. Let's talk about it. We read the next story in Mystery for Christmas, edited by Cynthia Manson. This was Santa Claus Beat by Rex Stout, I want to say. I'll confirm that. Yeah, Rex Stout. I did not like that one. It was really short, like 9 pages, and it was just not good. Basically, you have this cop, and he's like, murder at Christmas. Like, basically, he's wishing for murder at Christmas. Like, he's just kind of like you know, not a higher up cop. I don't know the term. I'm not awake yet. A lower cop, and he really wants to get detective, and so he's like wishing for a murder so he could find it and solve it. And anyway, and then he gets this like jewel heist. Basically, like there's 3 people. There's the jeweler, the lady who I don't know if she works for him or works next to him, and then the insurance agent. And so he's like trying to discover what happened to this jewel, and that was kind of lame, like the mystery of it and the solving of it. I don't know, I just did not like it. So another miss yet again in this book, but they haven't been like horrible, and they're super easy to get through and read. So but yeah, so far it's been a lot of misses, only a couple that I've actually enjoyed. So we'll get back to this one tomorrow, of course. We're reading it on odd days. I did continue to read The Shadows of Christmas Past by Susan Sizemore. I'm still in Rocky Mountain Miracle. I have like 50 pages. It's the bulk of the book, and I have like 50 pages left to go in this one, I believe. Let me just check. Yeah, it ends on page 247, and I'm on 296. So it's definitely smoothed out. I'm enjoying it a lot more. He's not as horrible as he was in the beginning. Still kind of handsy and such, but it's less like it's more flirty than like I said no, back the frick off. I really like kind of the mystery aspect of this, or the suspense aspect, I guess. It's more that. But basically, you have Cole and Maya's a veterinarian, and she goes out to his ranch with him because there is a horse that needs help. But a blizzard's coming in, so he warns her, like, you're probably going to be stuck there for several days, and she is. But strange things are happening, like, strange things. Um, like there's a post that loose and his brother almost fell over a cliff. He has a 14-year-old brother that he's now the guardian of. Somebody killed their dad, who was very, very abusive, so they have horrible memories, and there's a lot of trauma there. And they didn't know about each other. So Cole didn't know about his brother Jace until he got the message that his father was dead and he was, named guardian. So you have that aspect, which I really do like how it's done. And then Maya is a veterinarian, and she has an affinity. Animals, they don't speak to her, but they give her like impressions and memories and such. And so she can communicate with animals, and they keep kind of warning her about this ranch. And there was like they have walkways, which is really nice. Like it's a very well off ranch, and they have like walkways that are heated so it doesn't get icy, and it's covered so the snow doesn't land. And somebody sprayed water on that, and so it ended up getting icy. And so just little things like that, like little things that are happening, and you learn there's a lot of rumors about Cole, like he killed his father, he was in jail, and you learn a little bit more about his background and what he's hiding. And then Maya opens up to him as well. And I really like the dynamic with Jace in there. I don't think I would enjoy this as much if Jace wasn't in there. I really like that added dynamic. And I'm really enjoying that. And so we're just kind of going along, and they're trying to figure out kind of what's going on, like why these incidents keep happening and who could be behind it. Um, why at the same time they're developing a relationship, and it's Christmas and she loves Christmas, but the two boys don't, because their father was abusive and he hated Christmas. So anything to do with Christmas, like he would get extra like he would go extra. Like if there was a Christmas song he heard, he would end up playing it and beating them to the song. Like absolutely horrible human being. And so yeah, but they want to do Christmas for her, and like she's like, there's his ghost is still in this house as long as you don't do things because he didn't like it, like you're letting him win. So they decide to decorate for Christmas and have a Christmas essentially. And they're starting to figure, they're kind of at the point where they're figuring out like who's behind all these incidences and such. So I'm really looking forward to continuing. I'll definitely wrap up that one today, and I should be able to finish A Touch of Harry because, like I said, it's just um, like 120 pages on that one. So looking forward to getting back into this for sure. Like I said, I was a little nervous with the beginning of it, but it's definitely smoothed out. Unfortunately, I did not get to the holiday mix up at all yesterday because we went to the store. I had to do this video, and then I did bills, did some laundry, and spent the afternoon with this, and so we were in the evening we went to get dinner and then go to the store to get everything for Christmas. So I did not touch this at all, but I'm very, very excited about this. I did end up watching while you were sleeping last night. Well, I mean, I put it on for bed. I fell asleep. I was really tired, so I fell asleep right away. But I did put it on last night because, like I said, it's one of my favorite movies in general. But I especially love watching it during the holidays, and so I cannot wait to get to this. I was telling my husband about it, so I'm still very excited to get to that. Of course, tonight it's an even day, so we will be continuing on with Ginny Baird. So I'll probably be reading two of her today. Christmas Eve love story, and so yeah, the next section. Let's see, it's not super short, but it's not super long either. So 338. Um, so about 36 pages for tonight. Yeah, 36. So yeah, a little bit longer than some of them. So I said 338 and 302. So yeah, 36. And yeah, I still just like the way the Groundhog Day trope is done is not my favorite, but I really am enjoying Brayden and Annie, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they get out of the loop. My husband has a theory, and I'm like, I don't think that's it. I think it's this other thing. But there's one thing like she keeps bringing up, but she's not like she's very repetitive, and she's keeps bringing up like certain things, but other things like she doesn't even like she'll throw in there randomly and such. um and she's not very consistent. It's like you need consistency, but you don't want to be repetitive either, and she has neither of those. Like she's repetitive and she doesn't have the consistency, and plus she keeps bringing up the time loop and such, and so it's like ah. But yeah, I'm still excited to see where it goes and see which one of us is right, whether my husband's right or I'm right. And see how they get out of this time loop. There's only 3 sections left, so we got tonight. And then of course the 22nd, and then Christmas Eve we'll finish this up. So really looking forward to that. And then of course we have today's pick. It is a hardcover. So I'm guessing based on how it feels, I'm thinking it's another Mary Higgins Clark. It could be Richard Paul Evans, but I think it's another Mary Higgins Clark, which would be perfect because those read super fast. So let's go ahead and see what we have here today. Okay, I'll clean that up in a second. Yeah, because I'm just excited. But like I said, I saw the back. It ripped open more than I thought. I think it is a Mary Higgins Clark, just based on the back picture. But I don't know for sure, so let's go ahead and write it on out. Yep, okay. So this is Mary Higgins Clark and Carol Higgins Clark, Deck the Halls. So this is the first one. I read The Christmas Thief, which is actually the sequel to this one. So I am reading this out of order, which is fine. I'm not too fussed about that. But this one basically is one of the characters from the other book, her dad gets kidnapped. And so it's referenced in that book. But it says 3 days before Christmas, Reagan Riley, who's like a private investigator, the dynamic young sleuth featured in the novels of Carol Higgins Clark, meets Elvira Meehan, the famous lottery winner and amateur detective who has appeared in several previous books by Mary Higgins Clark. When they both arrive at a New Jersey dentist's office, Elvira is to accompany her husband home after a particularly grueling session, while Reagan is there in hopes of connecting with her busy father, who is scheduled for a routine visit. Once it becomes apparent that Luke Riley is not going to keep his appointment, Elvira offers the deeply troubled Reagan a lift home. When a call comes through on Reagan's cell phone telling her that her father and his driver, Rosita Gonzalez, are being held for a $1 million ransom, Elvira insists that Reagan allow her to lend a hand while trying to gain their release. For while Reagan may be a licensed private detective based in Los Angeles, Elvira has many valuable contacts among the ranks of New York's law enforcement community. Further complicating the situation is the fact that Reagan's mother, the popular and very successful mystery writer Nora Reagan Riley, was hospitalized only the day before with a badly broken leg, and Reagan must comfort her while trying to meet the harsh demands of her father's kidnappers and their tough deadline. With Elvira's help, Jack Riley, head of the NYPD Major Case Squad, is called back from his Christmas holiday to lead the investigation, which becomes more and more tricky as the kidnappers, two men who are not just rank amateurs but also laughably inept, and therefore all the more dangerous and unpredictable, make known their demands. Meanwhile, Luke and Rosita, held captive in a decrepit houseboat moored in the Hudson River, become increasingly concerned not only for their welfare, but that of their loved ones as well. Luke's wife is in the hospital, and Rosita's two small boys are with a young, unreliable babysitter, while a winter storm gathers forth, further endangering them and complicating events. So this one actually feels like it's a little bit thicker than the other books. It's only 202 pages, though, so hopefully it will still be a really fast read, which will hopefully help me catch up. Like I said, the Shadows of Christmas Past is actually reads really fast. It's just I didn't have as much time to read yesterday. So we have quite the little lineup here today. Let's see here. Um, and hopefully I can get a lot of reading in during the day because we are going to drive around. We're going to take my mother-in-law's coming. We're going to go to dinner and then drive around the bigger city and look at everybody's Christmas lights because we did that last year and really loved it. So that's the plan. I'm going to get this video up. I'm going to do some laundry, read today, and then just see how far I get. If I get behind, it's okay. I'm not that fussed because it's the holidays and you gotta spend time with your loved ones too. We did read Butcher's Masquerade last night. Still loving that. We'll definitely read a little bit tonight. And I did get a little bit of Wild Women and the Blues in because I just wanted to be back in that world. But I probably won't get back to that one until 24 Days of Bookmas is over. Even though it's like it's in my brain and I want to be in that book. But yeah, I'm gonna focus on these and I will get back to that one that last week in the year. And so yeah, that's the lineup. That's what I'm gonna be doing today, and I will be back tomorrow to let you know how it goes.